It's already been like recorded, edited, and everything. So and then alongside the singles, it's kind of leading up to me putting out like a body of work to showcase what my vision of poetry, of spoken word kind of is. So it's kind of like...
Are you releasing them like how musicians release their art?
Yeah, okay. Like I'm releasing them like that. Yeah, so they're singles essentially. It's just that it's spoken word.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Is there a theme for the like? I'm assuming you're releasing an LP or album with everything. No, or is it going to be singles?
So it's going to be singles first. Obviously, just to kind of like grow my community, etc. Off of the socials platforms and obviously onto like the streaming community and stuff, like onto like streaming platforms and stuff, and YouTube as well. With like the videos, so that because the ultimate goal is the plan is to have my own headline shows.
Is it recorded?
Yeah.
No, I'm blessed.
No. Oh, yeah, let's cut it out.
Before we...
We've got there's a couple of things that I want to talk about before we wrap up. Yeah, so first of all, how long do we have?
Go on, live life.
So first of all, I wanted to talk about my single.
Okay.
I just feel like you guys should ask me about it, so let's do that again. I feel like you guys should really
Fuck
set
you,
up the
pay
scene.
Me.
Tell us about your...
Have you guys heard it?
Yeah. I've heard the Instagram version, not the full version.
Okay, because you hate me. So Marv, you?
Yeah, I think I liked it.
You think you liked it? Okay, so you hate me even more?
No, I liked it.
I heard it.
Okay, I'm surrounded.
I wanted you to explain first.
No, I've liked the song, but I didn't know. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know if it was, and you know, like when Osh done it's different. Like it was a freestyle first. I didn't know if it was like you doing your poetry and then just doing the feelers, or it was like I'm going to produce this as a single streaming platform.
Or you could just mansplain for us.
Woman's playing.
Mansplain.
Or poetry's playing.
You people just like making up words in it when I'm around. Okay, cool, no problem. Basically,
and why did you do it as well? Why?
Okay, cool. So basically, obviously I'm a spoken word artist. Yeah, okay. So poetry is just my genre of that. Yeah. Fuck You Pay Me is a spoken word single. So what I've done is essentially just kind of, it's like the evolution of my art form, of what I do, of the poetry. And it's usually I write it and I perform it to the Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven, but now I've kind of, because I felt like the vision that I had for the pieces was bigger than what that music could do as like an accompanying feature to what I was writing. So I've been in the studio writing and creating and extending some of the pieces that I've already written, like changing them, extending them, making them longer. Because obviously for the socials platforms that I've been writing them for, there's a time limit. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've extended them. And I've created individually stylized pieces of music to each and every single one of them, so that it's kind of like it's poetry, but it's now like it's evolved. It's like mommy.
Oh, so this isn't a one-off now. It's like
I'm gonna be putting putting them out. So I'm working. I've already got like, I don't even know how many, like a bunch of singles that I've been like working on writing, recording and producing and stuff. Obviously not me. I'm not a producer. So I'm releasing singles. Fuck You Pay Me has a video coming out. It's already been like recorded, edited and everything. And then alongside the singles, it's kind of leading up to me putting out like a body of work to showcase what my vision of poetry, of spoken word kind of is. So it's kind of like...
Are you releasing them like how musicians release their art?
Yeah, like I'm releasing them like that. Yeah, so they're singles essentially. It's just that it's spoken word.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Is there a theme for the like? I'm assuming you're releasing an LP or album with everything. No, or is it going to be
Yeah,
singles?
so it's going to be singles first. Obviously, just to kind of like grow my community, etc. off of the socials platforms, and obviously onto like the streaming community and stuff, like onto like streaming platforms and stuff, and YouTube as well, with like the videos, so that because the ultimate goal is the plan is to have my own headline shows. So start having like shows where I'm performing like the pieces and all of it. So it's basically just that. Do you know what I'm saying? So the singles leading up to the extended project, leading up to the like show. Yeah. So similar to how you guys obviously did your live.
What's the thing, though? What's the influence behind it? As in, like, how are you writing these songs? Is it like, for example, "Fuck You Pay Me"? I'm assuming the word does what it says on the tin. Cool. But in terms of other songs you write, is it how are you getting the influence for them? Is it stuff you're feeling? Is it you're thinking catchphrases, you're thinking, this will be catchy, or this could be a TikTok dance? What's the thinking behind some of it, or is it just...
They're not songs, they're, it's still spoken word. Okay. So the music is literally it makes it more experiential. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that I'm creating... Immersive. The music is now adding to it, as opposed to just being there in the background as the current track of Beethoven that I'm using has been. Just to make it more of like an
experience.
Yeah, more of an experience, so that obviously when it's performed live, it's just honestly, guys, I'm working on some wicked fucking things, man. Huh?
No, but remember, she uses it as
socials.
The bed on socials.
Beethoven
You're so down.
Because you use the same Beethoven song. Yeah, have you started writing to that? Or do you just write and then just add it as a bed?
What do you mean? Because I started using the...
You know that you've used that same sound over like the past year. Mm-hmm. Do you write to it now, or
I've never written to it.
You just add it after.
I just add it after.
Oh, okay.
But then do you?
So it's always just been like a backup kind of thing. It's like background noise essentially, but it still adds to that's what heightens the satire of what I create.
But I think what Taylor's trying to say is, because even if you say
over time you'll get used to it.
Even if you say you don't write to it, there's still a tone when you're speaking, because it's in the background and there's a build up, like dun dun dun, like there's still a build up, or you be like, and the man came. So I think Tazer's saying that because you've had a style of writing, whereas has that affected the way you write new songs? As in, like, or it doesn't matter to you?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's why I said I don't write to the Beethoven, because it's just background. It obviously serves the purpose of adding the satire and the irony and things like that, and the contrast of everything, but it's still been essentially just like an add-on.
Now I know what it reminds me of.
What?
Fuck You Pay Me.
Fuck You.
Living my best life. I ain't got time to fuck with you, niggas.
Little Duval.
Yeah, literally. That's, and I was like, it reminds me of something.
In what way? Like the melody or the attitude or the concept?
The sentiment, essentially. You know what I mean? Fuck you, pay me. I'm living my
it's
best,
like abusive. That's the thing. I'm a sucker for like sarcasm and like satire and stuff like that. So Fuck You, Pay Me is essentially like, especially once the visuals are released, it's like a very beautifully shot thing. So you still have the irony and like of you have like the irony of the beauty of like how it's been shot and the dramatic music and stuff like that, against the message of the track. I'm saying, can I buy plantain and exposure with this your exposure? Do you get what I'm saying? So you've got those elements always working in tangent and like working like symbiotically, essentially. So it brings out the same. They bring each other out.
Symbiotically, you know what that means, isn't
it? You're so dumb. But yeah, do you guys? I'm gonna play it for you guys. Am I able to play it for you guys? Yeah.
Do you know what I know?
You're not gonna flag.
I know what symbiotic means.
No, I'm not. You're so dumb.
Call your people. Tell your people not to flag our shit.
What's Venom.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
Sims,
side by side, kind of like
they work together.
The best time I ever heard that phrase was used. There's a movie in South Africa called I forgot what it is. It's based in Hillbrow, so it's literally this this gangster, South African gangster. You know what I mean? He's taking over the buildings. And then he goes into one building and it's owned by one Nigerian guy. So one Nigerian guy runs this block. And so they end up having a conversation. And the Nigerian guy's like, I heard we're the princes of Hillbrow. You know what I mean? And he's like, we can have a symbiotic relationship. Hey, throw him out the building. They throw him off the roof.
Wait, because he didn't understand the...
Oh, no.
Just...
Like, they just want to get him up. So
okay.
He's on his last legs. So literally, they've cornered him. So now he wants to negotiate after trying to kill off everyone.
Do you own...
I was going to say that.
That's why I said, you know what I mean? That's why I said, don't flag us. That's why I said, she gonna talk to more people, have people go, sort it out.
Because the problem is, even if you own it,
you have to white label it.
And and you put it on your YouTube, for example, and it's yours, it will flag on ours. Or
unless you whitelist us.
What does that even mean?
Happen. Or it gets signed later, so it might not pick up now, then eventually it'll just be bam.
Yeah, but she would have to whitelist us.
What you can do is if you send me, or I can put the link in the YouTube.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So what I would do is, like, when you've said it, I can either put it...
Link, okay, cool. You can
come
link
up underneath you.
Cool.
And send people to that.
Other thing you said you wanted to talk about?
Oh, so I wanted to talk about a tweet that I put out. Not too long. Yeah, the one we were talking about. Yeah, about the adenoma that I have on my pituitary gland, which is like an adenoma is a non-cancerous tumor. Okay. So I put out a tweet a while ago, not too long ago actually, about the tumor essentially that I have, non-cancerous though.
Why did you put it out? As in, what made you say, I'm going to tell people about this? What gave you the confidence? As in, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what it is? I don't even know. I think it was just on my mind. I just kind of thought about it. Okay. And I was like, but yeah. I could be dying, Keith. Please be serious.
Oh, you're not. You're right.
No, I'm kidding.
Tough, right?
This is how I deal with stuff. Yeah, no. So I found out about it a few years ago, probably like over 5 or so years now. Okay. But essentially, it all started when I randomly, so I examine my body. I'm very like in tune with my body. So whenever there's like changes, I'm always aware of everything. So one time I was just I was like squeezing my breasts, and then my friend at the time, she told me that when she squeezed her breasts, like discharge comes out, essentially like milk kind of comes out. And I was like, that's fucking weird, right? Whole time I didn't know that I was able to do the same thing as well. The same thing was happening with me. So when she told me and she showed me, I was like, what is going on? Like, that's so weird. Yeah. So essentially, she was having like discharge of the breast, right? And I was like, that's so fucking weird. What is that? What is going on? And then I think one day I just kind of squeezed my own like nipples as well. Just out of curiosity. Do you know what I mean? Just like check if it's happening to me at the same as well. Lo and behold, was that one?
Squeeze, the horn.
Yeah, like was that the squeeze one? Was so dumb. You're so dumb.
I swear I've sucked a girl's breast before and I'll be like...
I'm talking about female health and you're sexualizing breasts.
No, but I'm telling you,
you're moving like them uncles,
he says whatever came out, he got in his mouth.
No, but I'm saying I've sucked breast before and I'll be like, this is more than just nipple.
Maybe because it's actually quite common.
Yeah, so it might be that.
It's actually quite
because
common.
Remember, she wasn't pregnant, so in my mind, I'm not thinking...
Yeah, it's not... Stop it.
What's going on here, man?
Stop it.
It could have been too much.
So I'm not thinking...
Stop it.
If a girl's pregnant, for example, you're thinking... I get what's going to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't do that, maybe. But I've done it before, and I'm sure, like...
Maybe she was pregnant.
I've been like...
You carried on?
What?
You carried on?
What do you mean I carried on?
I'm just saying it could have been a thing.
I'm in it for a long... I'm here for...
Okay.
A long time.
So I checked myself, and literally it just... Like it just launched across the room, and I literally screamed because I was like, "What the fuck? This had never happened before. Why is it happening now?" But like, it was just weird. It probably only ever happened before when obviously I was like growing breasts and going through like puberty, you know, or like the hormones rushing through your body and whatever. But obviously that stops. So when it happened, I was so confused, and then I realized that afterwards I was having like moods. I think I started paying even more attention to the symptoms. I knew it was obviously caused by a hormone imbalance.
Okay.
Because obviously, why? Like, what else could do that to the body other than a hormone imbalance? So I knew it was a hormone imbalance. I just didn't know what was the cause or what type of hormone imbalance it was. So I was kind of, because my friend, she went and got herself checked, and the doctor said, "Oh, it's just it happens sometimes. It's no problem." She had an MRI. There was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with her. It's just sometimes it just kind of happens. She had a hormone imbalance as well, but obviously there's different kinds of hormone imbalances. So for a while, I didn't really think anything of it, and then I stopped getting my period. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, a win is a win. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't like being on my period. I didn't really see it as like a big deal. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, so it didn't really raise alarm bells for me. But I literally I stopped having my period for probably, I missed my period for 1 month. I was like, okay, cool. 2 months, I was like, okay. By the 3rd month, when I stopped getting my period, I even forgot. I didn't think of anything. No, I knew I wasn't pregnant. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't think really anything of it. And then it was just, I stopped getting, I went almost like a year or so, like a good few months without getting my period. Yeah. And I was kind of like joking about it, blah, blah, just like, still haven't got my period, blah, 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 blah. And at the time, I wasn't really looking after my body as well. And yeah, I wasn't really looking after my body as well. So then I told my mom, and she was like, you need to can you go to the doctor? Can you go and get checked out? My friends as well. I was having like mood swings and stuff, but it was during like a really busy period of my life.
Was it manageable mood swings though? As in, like, was it mood swings that?
Oh, I took it out on everyone,
you just
and I just
that it was just like the workload, and you're just tired, or it was just
I can be quite a snappy person.
Okay. I'm
quite impatient sometimes, especially with people sometimes. Especially if like I expect better of you, like I'm just like, why are you asking me? What, like, can you stop? Just like snappy for no reason. And so I ended up going to the GP, told them about my symptoms and whatever, and then they referred me to the hospital. And I went and got an MRI scan, and it was from that MRI scan that they told me that I had a tumor on my pituitary gland, about 1.5 millimeters in size. Obviously, the pituitary gland is the part of the brain which controls the hormones. So that was the cause of the hormone imbalance. That was the cause of my lactating breasts. And so my brain, so I was producing high levels of prolactin, which is the chemical which is released from the pituitary gland in the brain when a woman is pregnant. That is what causes the lactation. So it's an influx of prolactin. So my prolactin levels had like I don't even know how many times over the non-pregnant amount. So that's when I found out, obviously, that I had the adenoma pressing on my pituitary gland, causing the hormone imbalance and tricking my body into thinking that I was pregnant and causing me to lactate.
You say 1.5 millimeters? That's small.
It's small. It's tiny, but it can still have such an effect.
Do you know what 1.5 millimeters is?
But on my brain.
Yeah,
but that's like, if you look on the ruler, that's like that.
Yeah,
bro.
tiny.
It's like this.
It's tiny.
You know what I mean? But in that place,
In
you
that
don't know.
place,
yeah.
You know what I mean? In
Very,
comparison
it's like a
to
very
Yeah.
So that's why like I made sure to prefix the tweet so no one would see the word and think, oh my God, tumor, it's cancerous, blah, blah, blah. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why I was just like, brackets, non-cancerous tumor. But obviously with like the text limit in tweets and stuff, I wanted to get like the salient messages across, and I didn't want to use jargon that would alienate people. Like, what's the point in saying adenoma when people are going to be like, what's that? People know tumor, and then in bracket, I did non-cancerous, because that's essentially what it is. So because of that immediate association of tumor to cancer, that's why medical professionals prefer to call it an adenoma. So it's benign. It's a benign tumor. So I just thought to tweet it, and it got a lot of engagement in like America and UK and like African pages and stuff like that. And I had a lot of women saying that they had the same thing, or they have the same thing, or they suspect that they had the same thing. And it was just, for me, I don't really know why I tweeted it. It's just, do you know what I mean? It was just what I was going through. So the condition is called prolactinemia. And so I'm on medication once a week, which is cabergoline, which is the medication which balances and restores your hormones, and it blocks the prolactin production, and it kind of like suppresses the growth of the tumor. Your body, like the human body, is full of benign tumors, just generally. So it's only when some of them, are at the wrong place, or like a certain mutation happens within the body, that it then becomes a malignant. It then becomes like a cancerous like tumor. Okay. So the body has loads of tumors, like adenomas within it, but it's just about luck and bad luck and stuff. Some of them become cancerous, and some of them don't. But I just put it out because I just thought that it's important for women to kind of like know their bodies, especially Black women, because the medical racism is very, very real. Even the mortality rate of Black women, maternal mortality rate of Black women is 3 times that of and more of white women.
Is that literally, this is not me trying to belittle it, but is that because these doctors still believe that you lot can take more pain than
that's one of the reasons.
It's medical racism.
They still believe that?
Yeah, it's just pseudoscientific white supremacist narratives. Do you know what I mean? The idea that Black women are stronger. It's very weird because obviously it's a spectrum of ideas, which is either that sometimes it happens because their racism allows them to think that Black women are more
they have a higher
tolerant,
pain threshold,
of pain. So when Black women say that they need help or they're in pain, they don't. It takes doctors and those like medical professionals longer to administer, to like believe them, because it's just like, it's weird. It's a very weird paradigm. So sometimes they just don't believe. Sometimes they think it's.
That's why it's important to have someone around.
And a lot of the time it's just like it's prejudice and just hate as well.
But even if they administer
they don't sometimes.
No, I'm saying if they administer the medicine, is it the same dose? For example, if they have a Black and a white woman the same weight, would they administer the same dose?
I mean, I can't speak for them, but it's. I think it's more so the belief manifests into the way they interact with that individual Black person. So based on the reason why that Black woman is in there, maybe it's a pregnant woman, maybe it's a young Black woman, maybe it's a more impoverished Black woman, and so they're going to associate her cries for help for her as her being maybe like a drug addict or someone who's just trying to find a high because of that stigma of Black people wanting and like misusing medical like painkillers, etc. Like people with sickle cell, they always like, I have a lot of friends who have sickle cell. I know like people who run charities advocating for sickle cell, etc., who through their experience, obviously as someone who has sickle cell themselves as well, they will be made to wait hours in excruciating agony because the medical staff, one, don't know anything about sickle cell or know very little, and 2, what they know is guided by racial prejudice. So they'll see, because one, imagine like a Black man or Black woman who has sickle cell goes into A&E now. They're attended and seen to by medical professionals who don't know anything about sickle cell, and so this person has now come in talking about the symptoms of pain and the need for like morphine and painkillers about a condition that these professionals haven't really heard of. So they are just presented with a Black person who is asking for morphine for an invisible condition, because sickle cell, even though it has symptoms like visible ones like jaundice and other things, it's not something that is like as visible, but the pain is excruciating. Having been in the hospital when my little sisters have had like crisis episodes, it's heart-wrenching. It's literally like their body is on fire. That's literally what my sister used to say when she was having really, really bad episodes, crisis episodes. And just everyone around her would just be, the pain was like palpable. Everyone would just be crying with her because it's horrible.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Have you got full sickle cell?
No, I don't. I'm not even a carrier. So myself and my oldest sister are the only ones in the family who neither carry or have sickle cell. That's just the how the genome
It's
works.
1 in 4, innit?
How the if your parents are carriers, then you have a 75%. I believe it's a 75 or so percent chance of you. Is it a 75%? It varies. There's a chance. There's chances of there's chance.
No, so it's a very example.
There's a chance of you having full blown. Yeah.
No, if you have 4 kids, one of them may have.
No.
It's not. It's not an exact. It's not an exact thing. If you both have sickle cell. No, if you're both carriers. No, if you're both carriers.
If you got a trait, if you're both full blown.
Yeah. So AS.
If you're both full blown, it's as you said. I think no. If I've got a trait and you've got.
Do you want me to explain?
No, because I've got a trait in it.
Okay.
So if I've got a trait and I get with you and you've got a trait, our child has 1 in 4 chance of having full-blown sickle cell.
Yeah, so I said.
You said that, you know what I mean? If you said if you have 4 kids, one of them will have it.
1 in 4.
It's not 1 in 4. Hold on, there's the diagram.
Trait.
Hold on. So there's AS and so AS.
Yeah.
So AA is that you are not a carrier of the condition. So that is a 1 in 4. There is a 1 in 4 chance of your child as 2 AS carriers not having either not being a carrier and not having the condition. Okay. And then there is AS, there is a 50% chance of your child carrying the condition.
But not having
and then,
the condition.
Yeah, but not having it. And then there is a SS. And then I think there is a 75% chance of your children having it. I hope I've explained that right. I'm trying to do the diagram in my head. But essentially, if you are both carriers, there is a chance. Yeah, there was a very high likability of your children either being carriers or having it full blown. Yeah. So the rare ones are like people like myself who are neither carrier or actually have it.
So I had a friend in school who had sickle cell. She used to take like a month, 2 months off school because she
crisis episodes.
Yeah, and then she'll come back and it's like she's lost weight.
Yeah, it affects. It literally affects because it's blood. It's a blood condition, and there's blood everywhere in your body.
Yeah.
So people have crisis episodes in the ear, in the eye, in the brain. In one of my friends who runs a sickle cell charity, Sickle Can, Kane, he went blind in one of his eyes. Because of a crisis episode that he had in his eye. My sister used to have a lot of crisis episodes in the back, head, neck, and legs. So whenever she'd have crisis episodes, we know she'd be out for minimum a week and a half in hospital, that is. And she'd just be in excruciating pain. And there'd be, for the first couple of like days, there'd be no amount of morphine, no amount of drugs that would be able to put the pain at bay. She would be so drugged up because that was the only way that her tiny body would be able to cope with everything happening, because it's literally the blood stops flowing. It causes limb death a lot of the time.
It changes the trait. But I'm looking at this diagram now. I told you, man. Look, so a father with a trait and a mother with a trait will be 1 in 4. So
1 in 4 of what?
That will have sickle cell full blown. So if a father with a trait and a mother with a trait, and
they have 4 kids.
They have 4 kids. 2 will have a trait. One will not have a trait, and 1 will be full blown sickle cell. If there's 2 parents with sickle cell, then the chance that all their kids will have sickle cell is 4 in 4. As in, like, it's most probably gonna.
Yeah, but it's not an exact.
It's not an exact.
Yeah.
Then there's a father with trait and a mother with normal. Your kids are not gonna have full blown sickle cell. 2 will have a trait. 2 will have no trait. If you got one father with full-blown sickle cell and a mother with normal, your 4 kids will all have a trait.
It's the dad that's the carrier.
If someone's it's a full blown carrier, so it's just like that.
Yeah, and it depends on the pairing as
I was gonna say,
when two carriers of sickle cell trait have children, each child has a 25% chance of inheriting 2 copies of the mutated gene and developing sickle cell disease, a 50% chance of inheriting 1 copy of the mutated gene and becoming a carrier like their parents, and a 25% chance of inheriting 2 normal copies of the gene. It is okay. That makes sense.
Can
that's,
you
I think,
share your friend's charity just in case anybody wants to find out more information?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of charities. So his one, Kennedy, is Sickle Can. So sickle as in SICKLE, can KAN. So he's done a lot of work within like sickle cell the communities, etc. Doing like blood drives and things like that. So he's been doing really amazing work. There's Unsickle My Cells as well. There's a lot. I think it's ACLT.
Because I remember the boy that died, like when he was like a prominent boy. I remember like years ago, and then ever since then.
It's just it's one of those things that is.
And these are the things that
people need to discuss before.
No, as in like, for example, if the African countries that we discussed, Zimbabwe and Nigeria, were in good places, the money that they were making or they could be making would be going towards stuff like this in order to help it further, because it is a condition that's affecting people that look like us.
But the reason it's affecting us is because of the mosquitoes, isn't it?
But I'm just saying, if money was being distributed in the right places, this would be something that we could have so like we wouldn't need to go to a hospital with white doctors telling us that I can't see the pain, so I'm only going to administer a certain amount of morphine, for example.
No, definitely. But remember, the reason they don't know about it is because it doesn't affect white Europeans. It's a sub-Saharan.
That's what I'm saying. So if the money that was being used in Nigeria and Zimbabwe,
we'll deal with it ourselves.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
they can't even build hospitals for regular shit, bro.
So it's a lot. It's a very like systemic thing. It's a lot.
But even the conversation needs to be had with us, because at the end of the day, like if I'm gonna get with you, I've got due diligence to say, what's your blood type?
Some people don't know this.
Yeah, some people, and it makes it, and medical racism is in a way that it's very difficult to find out.
But in terms of, the only thing is with me, we can't always keep blaming people.
No, I'm not blaming.
It's not about blame.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like we have the knowledge now, for example, that like if you don't know your blood type, check it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know it, check it. You're adult, bro.
Excuses,
yeah, 100%.
If you've got a trait, find out, because if you get with a woman or a guy gets with, and they've got a trait, your child now, I'm not saying, obviously, all those who have sickle cell, there's no offense or whatever, but you could avoid that situation by just saying, you know what, you got a trait, or you're full blown. All right, there's a chance that our child could. Is that? Are we that much in love? Do you know what I'm saying? Because I think
love, and people with sickle cell will be the ones to tell you.
Yep.
Will be the ones to tell you like you're very stupid if if you know you have AS and your partner has AS, they will tell you you're very stupid for knowing that, very selfish, knowingly doing so and continuing a relationship and family planning, knowing that you both have that, because they live with a condition that they wouldn't wish on anyone. Do you get what I'm saying?
I feel like a majority of people just don't check.
I know a girl who's got it and hates her mum. Literally, like, no joke, she hates her mum.
What did her mum know?
Because of it.
I don't know, but she hates her mum. As in, like, there's issues with her mum when she's
because of that.
That's a personal thing. We won't know why she hates her mum.
No, she does because of what she has.
Yeah, but that's not her mum's fault, is what I'm saying.
But remember, you're talking from someone who doesn't experience this every day.
Yeah.
She has an episode of crisis.
Maybe she knows that her mum knew.
Like, remember, she can't drive. I don't know if she can drive. There's certain things she can't do because she can have an episode at any time.
Yeah.
Like, and the episodes, remember, it could be she's at work, chilling, she's cool, at the blue. She's off work for a week in hospital.
Okay, cool. I hear that you hate the condition that you're in. You're not happy.
So she hates her mum because of it.
As a byproduct, you hate your mum. I get that. But what I'm saying is, the way Keith was saying it is, are you saying you hate your mum because you feel like she gave it to you?
She did.
Yeah, but it's not.
To her, you can't.
Yeah,
for her, that's her experience, isn't it? She's the one going through all.
Yeah, and maybe
she has more context and more.
No, but she's looking at it like, if you'd done your due diligence, this wouldn't have happened. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know, innit? I can't.
No, it's true.
I can't speak through her eyes because it's pain she goes through, innit?
You said you got more. Anything more? One more? You got to wrap up soon.
No, yeah, I think that's it. Just the single. Make sure to stream it unless you hate me.
Oh shit! So
What is that, by the way? What is that thing that I've seen a lot of women doing now? Like, you give us an instruction, and if we don't do the instruction, we hate you.
Emotional blackmail.
That's not new.
It's not new.
You say this
I
like
hear
it
it.
was new.
It's new to me. I'm hearing it.
Women have been doing this since the beginning of time.
Literally.
I'm hearing it a lot lately. Like, they're just saying it freely. Like, do this, otherwise you hate me.
I mean,
It's like,
yeah. It's emotional blackmail is jokey.
Of course it is. I want to talk about John Wick, but I'll leave it for
he was hated.
I'll leave it for another episode. I'll give you a week to go watch it. But the cinematography and the choreography, yeah, I watched it on Saturday.
I'm gonna watch it this week. Then
The cinematography and the choreography is fucking insane. But one thing I will say, and we can discuss next week, is American cinema in comparison to Asian cinema, we're still behind.
Ha. Have you lot seen?
I said we,
Have you
like, I'm
lot? Have you
American, they're
watched?
still
We're talking about Indian. Did you say American or Indian?
With American and Asian.
Oh, okay, Asian. Okay,
Don't
cool.
think it
Yeah.
means Indian.
Okay, cool. No, because I wanted to talk. I was gonna talk about because I watch a lot of I watch a lot of like Bollywood.
Hey, they're taking
They're
a piss though.
so good. Have you not seen Double RR on net?
no,
Watch that.
No one's watched it.
It's so
Have you seen
good.
Range Rover or Rolls Royce? We ain't seen none of
It's
that.
it's so
Right.
good.
There was one Indian
It's
clip
actually
I saw
so
of
good.
The Lion. Oh, no, that's it.
Wait,
No.
wait,
Where
through
man
the bike.
jumps off the thingy, it's like, it's a tall thingy, and he jumps off to catch the woman, and he grabs the cable, and he's falling to go grab the woman.
And she drops enough slow.
Yeah, the cinema over there is a bit mad, but in regards to like John Wick, yeah, like obviously I believe that Americans believe
Tom
they can't
Cruise
compete.
did say it's one of the best things he's ever watched.
Yeah, bro, they can't compete with like the people that do the raid. I've clocked that.
Yeah, but those are real martial artists, though.
Yeah, so Keanu Reeves is trying. He's trying. Like, you can tell that in this
The reason
movie.
why I like-
he
the reason
does
why-
a lot.
the reason
No,
why I
he does
like
a lot, he does a lot.
He actually shoots. I've seen him like.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
He actually can do it.
But he's the height of America.
But he doesn't know. But do you know why I like John Wick? Because he's done it realistic. He looks realistic.
Because they do a lot of
No,
it
it's
realistically.
realistic. They've made it. They've made
So
it.
look
But
at
when
this.
you see Hobbs and Shaw, that shit.
No,
doesn't look
that's
realistic.
what I'm trying to say. Like with Keanu Reeves, he actually learns the fighting styles.
So
the
there's-
choreography is a lot more
I'd
human.
say the best, because I've watched the way it's made. I've not seen the film, but I've seen this scene. So there's the, what's it called, man? In France, in Paris.
Eiffel Tower.
No, not Eiffel Tower.
Champs-Élysées.
Yeah, but basically not there, but I forgot
That
what it's
triangle.
called.
What scene you
Arc
talking
de
about,
Triomphe, where he's in the car and it's going
Oh
around.
yeah. But
You know
that
what I mean?
scene is cold.
But with that, if you see the way they did it, he was actually he had to learn to drive.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
them.
drive
So
like
it's not
that, yeah.
even like it's he's got.
Are we talking about Keanu Reeves or
Keanu.
Oh, okay,
Keanu
cool.
Reeves,
Yeah.
So he's learned a lot of things to do that. But what I'm saying is, if you think about it like this, yeah. So he's done all of that, yeah. And and obviously the other anti-hero / villain / hero in the movie is Donnie Yen, the Asian
Not
brother.
Donnie Yen, yeah, Ip Man.
Okay.
Cold, but his thing is different. They said to him that is the director was like, we don't even really need to tell him what to do. You give him the script and he kind of knows. And his choreography is him. We just kind of add the je ne sais quoi, but essentially it's him. This is him. This is his fighting style. And you can tell him, all right, cool, add karate, add Wing Chun, add jiu-jitsu, and he'll just know what to do. Whereas Keanu Reeves has been learning for the past 8 months. So you see the difference in the two. But then in the movie, my man's the villain and he's blind. So you can just see the comparison. John Wick, his rival, is blind.
Man. Yeah, and he
On the
kicking man
same
up.
level as man.
It's like Daredevil, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but Daredevil's a superhero though.
So technically, it's,
No, but these men ain't superheroes. They're just like very good at what they do. Because even the comparison, I made a comparison with John Wick and Dominic Toretto, and they've made him like some superhero now. We don't see man train, bro. How is he advancing every movie? He don't train. He's just chilling with his babes in some derelict land.
listen,
And all of a sudden, the Rock pulls up like a big man. I need you on a mission, and he's ready.
That film, I knew it was garbage when he was on the edge of the cliff in the car. He looked at the cars in front. He said to the woman, "Put on your seatbelt."
What film are we talking about now?
Fast and Furious.
Oh,
Reversed-
Lord.
He reversed off a cliff. Reversed.
Caught the cable.
No, he didn't.
But he's
come
talking about the
cable.
scene with.
Brother, he drove over a cliff to the bottom. They didn't die.
Yeah, he's talking about the scene in.
No broken bones. Brother, I've run down the stairs before, yeah? I missed one step and be like, Jesus, this guy reversed off a cliff. Took seatbelt off and came, yeah, let's go.
I sent you
What?
man a clip in the
I know
new
what scene you're
one
talking
where
about.
he
You know what I'm
connects
talking
the
about,
innit?
cables
Yeah.
on the
What?
on the
Which
planes,
Fast and
helicopters.
Furious was that one?
That's the one
That's the one
where...
with
Twelve or
On Back.
15?
Nah, it's got On Back in it. Tony Jaa. That's the one where there's the high speed chase with the.
Paul Walker was still alive.
That's what, Paul Walker's
running on the bus.
On the bus.
On the coach.
Oh,
And then the
okay.
coach falls to the thing in the
Absolute
bottom, and he has to
garbage.
come back up because it's hanging off the cliff.
Absolute garbage.
But you see with those movies, yeah,
The
obviously.
way you have to suspend your disbelief is fucking crazy.
I can't watch
the
them.
thing
I
is,
can't
yeah,
do it
they
anymore,
they
man.
obviously want villains in the movie, so they go for these
I'm always
Asian
rooting for the
actors. Yeah,
villains.
but these Asian actors are so far advanced, bruv. Tony Jaa and Paul Walker are not supposed to be fighting, bro.
Nope.
He's mashing him up, bro. Obviously, rest in peace. He's mashing him up, bro. So that's why I like John Wick.
Sorry to change the subject, but did you see that Tyrese video? Just to round up, when his missus is like, he's chilling, the missus is rubbing him. He's like, you want my type? My type was Paul
They're talking
Walker.
about how they met.
My man's like, get off me.
So
my type-
they were
he's
talking about how they met in the DMs or whatever.
Paul Walker's dead.
She was
My
like, he
brethren is
wasn't even
dead. You're
type.
telling me
Paul
you're your
Walker's
type.
more my type.
That's
It's
the
sicko.
look
It's
on his
loaded.
face.
It's loaded though. It's loaded because one, you're just telling me that white men are your types. I'm far from your type, and then secondly,
I'm a black
my
bald man.
brethren,
You picked my dead friend.
my dead friend. Like,
that's crazy.
come
When
on,
did he
babes.
say this?
No,
online.
she said
She
it. His
said
wife
it.
said
The
it.
She
video's
said
been
that.
circulating for the last 3 days.
Is it?
But the thing is, my thing is, if it's a joke, it's distasteful. If it's not a joke,
It's distasteful.
it's distasteful.
Yeah, so why
So
would
it's
you
just
say it?
distasteful.
All around.
It's distasteful squared.
It's the same as the saying that you lot were saying, the camel and the.
And the thing.
And the needle.
Let's end on that. Because it's easier to get a camel through
the eye of the needle
than it is for
than
a rich
man
man.
to get
What
into heaven.
garbage is that? Rubbish.
That's it as well. Watch it.
It's easier for the water in that bottle to enter your mouth
It's easier for the water in
than
this bottle.
it's easier for you to enter
That bottle.
the bottle than it is for a rich man to
It's
enter.
easier for this bottle to reach my bum than it is for exactly. See?
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you always.
Where can people find you?
Oh yeah, you can find me Instagram simply Sayo Sayo, TikTok simply _Sayo, Twitter simply _Sayo, Spotify Adeshayo ADESAYO, and all them platforms that I'm just.
Oh yeah, so you're not gonna change your handle then?
I was thinking about it. I don't really know.
So what?
Because she's an artist now.
Oh, to
I
have
am
it
an artist.
uniform.
Yeah,
Wear a
uniform across all socials.
Was it different across social?
Simply Shayo and
Yeah.
someone, and Spotify is Adeshayo.
Is Adeshayo?
On Spotify, it's Adeshayo.
Is
What
Adeshayo?
would your artist name be?
I don't really know.
Adeshayo.
I'm
Queen
easy
Yam.
both ways.
Just keep it the
Queen
same
Yam,
as
you know. I'm just
Super
gonna.
malt drinker.
You're so stupid.
Queen Yam.
You're so stupid because you
Can
know I
I
love
get
yam.
to the yams?
Sweet yam. In Costa Rica, we
Show
call it
me the
diaspora
way.
escalator. Did you guys not watch that?
Escalator.
That Nollywood film that was doing the rounds on TikTok. Roll it. You guys,
Wrong podcast, babe.
wow.
That's native. That's
Really?
native babies.
You're such a man. You know, old,
I don't
isn't it?
think I'm gonna mess
You
with you and say,
know,
what does that mean?
old.
Nah, I'm messing around. But we don't watch Hollywood.
No, but it wasn't even just watching Nollywood. It was just like it was like a meme moment that was just
Like
going, that was
Blackberry Babes.
everywhere.
That's a big
Yeah,
one.
like it was
That's a
just
big one still.
everywhere.
Blackberry
There were
Babes
so
is
many
classic.
like
That is
memeable
cool still.
moments. Maybe I love memes to be honest. I love meme culture.
Before we go, please. So you see the video of because it's still doing numbers, man. The video of me and Mods where I said going to my boy's girl's house and I wouldn't want to stay inside. I'd go sit in the car.
Yeah.
What would you do if you was the girl in that situation? So your boyfriend's friend has come to the house. You've never met him before. But your boyfriend has told him, like, go in.
So my boyfriend's friend.
Friend has come to the house. You're in the house.
Okay.
He's out. He's running errands. He's not
Who
in
is
yet.
he? My boyfriend.
Your boyfriend's out, but his friend has come to the house.
Okay.
To come and check your boyfriend, but it's only you in.
Okay.
Would you prefer that your boyfriend, the friend, waits in the car or comes in and you have to
Wait in the car. I don't know you.
See?
Wait, were people saying come on?
Some people were saying that basically it was two. I think people took it two different
Because it's his
ways.
friend and there's trust there.
Yeah,
and that's
why
my
can't I
feeling.
go
I
in
don't
the yard?
fucking know
No,
you.
but he's coming to the house anyway. So it's just like
Yeah, but do
it's
so
just-
when I feel more like I wouldn't feel comfortable with like a friend of my boyfriend who I've never met him. I don't. You're a stranger. I don't give a fuck.
That's
like,
how I looked at it.
You're a
That's why I said
stranger.
I wait in the
But
car.
what happens if you say, all right, cool, Dominic will be here in a bit, sitting room, do you want a drink or anything? And then you just leave in the sitting room, you just go to the bedroom.
I just find that awkward.
If he comes upstairs, like yo,
and I just feel like
Turn man extra, you know. Come
I
on.
just feel like
No,
the
but it should-
guy.
no,
I
but it
just
should
feel
be
like the
easier.
friend should
It should
know.
be easier for a camel to get through the head
Shut
of a
up,
needle
man.
than your boy to beat your missus.
Shut up.
Am I like-
So when I said that, you said
Shut
I was
up.
bugging.
Oh yeah, do you know what?
Shut up.
Keith got you there still.
Shut up.
I'm fucking about. What with his own saying?
so
that them man
dumb.
were petitioning for. Eh?
No, I just gave you the same example you gave. But because I threw a name in there, you.
Oh, what did you throw in?
I said Wiggy. I gave the same example you gave up with Wiggy.
Nah, man, but you.
This
you're
same
mentioning
Wiggy that I
though.
don't know.
I know, but I'm saying the same example.
No, but the reason I didn't entertain it is because it was wig. It was inflammatory.
What the plan?
It's definitely
Wiggy
inflammatory.
knows his love. You know, it's alright. Wiggy knows what time it is.
The view shared by Mr. Exposer. That
I picked Wiggy because we were at odds.
When I put that, the intro.
Yeah, that's why I put Wiggy because it was like you better were
No,
odds.
do you know what it is? But that intro that's like Meek Mill and Drake, innit? Like we're cool now, going bad. Like it's like we're all right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
And that's why I
back
used
to
that
back
example.
to back and all that was before.
Yeah.
But I love for coming on. Thank you, appreciate you.
Thank you so much. It took you guys long enough to invite me back on. It's kind of mannerless of you to have waited
No,
this
but
long.
the door's always open though. You know you can always message yourself.
But you wanted me to hold it
No,
open
no,
myself.
women.